Greetings, ladies and gentle players, and welcome back to my real board. See? Yeah, that right there is a real board sound. And today I'm going over a game, as you can see here, between a 3-dan professional right over there. And if we just walk up the board, we can also see a 9-dan professional. Ain't that something? Good old Kim Eunji. That's right. Y'all know who she is. I mean, for one reason or another, let's be real. You probably know who she is. And if you don't, well, quick overview. She is essentially, well, I don't think she's currently the strongest female pro in the world. I think, don't quote me, but I think Shoijong is currently holding on to that one with her claws. Just by a hair. Just by a hair. But that's completely all right. Alas, one day Kim Eunji will definitively dethrone good old Choi Zhang. It's only a matter of time. But more than that, this game right here, I think I just moved the board a little bit, sorry about that. But yeah, this game right here, I thought it could be one of the bloodiest games of the year, but I was in fact incorrect. It does miss out on it, but I still want to go ahead and show it to you for Murder Monday. So yeah, this game, very good for Murder Monday. It's got like so much death. There's going to be death here, here. I think there's going to be some over there. Possibly over here too. I don't know. It's everywhere. Enjoy. So Kim Eunji smashes down a stone in the upper right-hand corner, in theory. Her opponent, the plucky professional 3-dan, invites all the things because they take in the upper left-hand corner, inviting a diagonal. Does Kim Eunji take it up? No, Kim Eunji does not take it up. But she is doing 4-4 and 3-4 stone. Okay. Now things are kicking off interestingly. 3-4 stones facing each other. Good old Kim here is going to decide what she wants to do. Because you can approach high or low, either corner, obviously. You can do a whole assortment of enclosures. You could even do enclosures over here. Now, for the DDKs in the audience, I sometimes see something like this in games that I'm given to review. This wouldn't really be a thing. Because at best, what you'd be doing, I mean, it's not the end of the world, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say like, hey, you're going to lose all your games if you play it. It's just a little bit strange because what's going to probably wind up happening in the future is you're kind of looking for probably this sort of variation. And the trouble with this one, of course, is why it really grows pretty easily if you just decide you just want this kind of thing, right? That's why you don't see this sort of thing very often. It's easy to keep this like low and uninteresting while other things are happening. So you gotta be careful about that. That's why you don't do that very often. Now I'm making a little bit of a mess here, don't mind me. Alright, so in the actual game, easy enclosure here is easy. I've been a fan of the orthodox lately, where you just go ahead and you take an immediate small enclosure. Not the large one so much. The large one's okay too, but obviously it opens up possible reductions here later. Really large threats to come in. I mean, there's invasions like pretty much everywhere, really. I've even seen something over in here in one game. There's less Aji. You've got this one, and maybe this one, but they're pretty easy to handle, right? A lot easier to handle. So this is more solidly territory for the most part, especially compared to the, you know, the two space of the large ones. So something to think about. Okay. We're getting into an enclosure off. She's saying, hey, you want an enclosure? I'll take an enclosure too. That is exactly what I'm going to do. All right, well. Kim's going in low. He's like, cover me, stones. We're entering enemy territory. Diagonal back off. The good old Kosume is extremely popular nowadays. So, not surprised to see it in the slightest. Now, here is where a lot of professional games tend to break off. Could you just chill? Yes. You've got a whole bunch of things you can do. But a lot of the strong professional players, they're not going to just play Joseki, 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 and then a follow-up Joseki, a follow-up Joseki, a follow-up Joseki, a follow-up Joseki. That's just a game of memorization, right? Like, have you memorized a Joseki? And at the professional level, you typically always expect that answer to be yes. So what they want to typically do, those who have confidence in their strength, they're going to want to break their opponent out of a set Joseki so you can start seeing the disparity between the players' actual ranks. That makes sense? Which is why you see this. It's not because it's bad to follow up here in any way, shape, or form. It isn't. Following up there is really, really, really good. I mean, it's a base, it's strong. You don't have to fight right now. It can be delayed to the mid game. Doesn't have to be now. But, you know, Kim Eunji, she's a bit of a stronger player. And she has decided, I'm going to treat that lightly. And we'll see what you want to do. Because there are a lot of options here. For example, it is possible that white could decide Futari here. Could. It's viable. White could connect. And then if the connection, we could pincer and get into a fight that way. We can, and she chooses, to play the simple variation instead, which I'm sure everybody knows, and that's okay too. But that's okay. Just going to go ahead and march through this sequence here. This is a little strange. Usually we see this one into this one into the Atari, but okay. White is breaking sequence to do something else. And right or wrong, this is the kind of thing that starts setting players apart from each other. Like, you know, on this board, in this position, I can play this sequence this way maybe, to maybe take a little bit of a local loss, just a touch, but to get something different, you know? And those sort of board analyzations is, yeah, that's going to make up your rank. That's going to make up your rank. I know what you're going to say. What about reading? That's a good question. I'm still learning how to do that. All right, so white played there. Black plays here, threatening this little guy. White's now fighting over the defense of this. Doesn't want to play a defense in Gote. That's what this is all about. Kim's like, okay, if you want to fight over this, we can fight over this. Hane. Threat to kill the 3. White goes back and kills. Black goes back and kills. But white must view a variation like this is positive for her because she got to do this, grab this, and keep Sente. So this is probably something that she studied and decided, I like this variation more. And those little things, again, are how you make up your rank. Like whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. She's like, okay, how about I play this sequence to get something a little bit more that I want on this particular board to do something else. And that's cool. I like it. Like, even if it's terrible, I like that idea. Obviously, she's going for reduction now because this can grow pretty big. And the most common reduction right now is attachments. This is the era of attachments right now. It is what it is. We're back in living, apparently. Black is going to be like, okay. One thing you can see from white here, though, is she is clearly going after the queen. Because Kim Eunji is currently riding top right now as like the most notable up-and-comer. Well, not really an up-and-comer right now. She's a freaking 9-dan already, right? But yeah. And white seems like she got a little something to prove. Black takes this aggression, keeps solid. Very nice. White is staying in her face, not letting up. Like, okay, I made you kind of heavy here, and now I'm going to try to get something here to freaking attack you. You can kind of see how this game is turning into what could have been a candidate for one of the bloodiest games of the year if there weren't more. Like, I think the current one is something set at like something around 60 captures. I think. Don't quote me on that. I think it's about 60 captures. Which admittedly, some of y'all from like long time ago might be like, only 60? I remember when that number was a lot higher. And I don't think we're ever getting one of those things. But these are still good. So yeah. Atari. And connect. Another thing that determines a player's strength, especially the top players, is when you can go up against aggression like this and still keep a good shape. Like, you don't get kerfuffled into trying to overstep and do weird things. Like, you're confident in your sense of shape. You're confident in your ability to determine what's large and what isn't. Like, right now, it's really easy to, for example, get bogged down in this fight. This is not the actual game, by the way. I'm just giving you an example. Like, it's really easy to get bogged down on this, for example. And then also, well, we didn't do anything over in here. So maybe white goes back and plays here. And we're not really getting anything. Because, like, we responded to this until it was alive. We've missed the follow-up. And it's just kind of awkward, right? Like, this game becomes a mess this way. Does that make sense? Sorry, thinking. Yeah, that's the board position. Okay. And now black's move. So instead of playing there, she plays here immediately. So going after kind of like this area here, right? And this is still weak. This is still weak. Like, these stones aren't connected, right? Follow up. Okie dokie. Once again, we're staying nice and strong, just like so. Connecting up, because now this is nice and solid. A drop down potentially kills. So white is, it is possible that white at some point did in fact have a part-time job as a clown, because they are juggling a lot. Now this, got to be careful, because if white gets to play again, snapback, right? So we try to reverse Sente. White, not black, thank you. Still kind of looking a little skirchy. There we go. Now we can take. Very, very nice. We get to take. They fill. If we Atari, they fill. If we throw in, you can see where it's going, right? Yeah, can't do it because you're going to wind up filling these two liberties, and then that's going to kill you. So, good follow-up, good follow-up. White's like, here's my profit. I've got light stones over here. I managed to mostly get rid of this from black. And now we're trying to do this and putting pressure on. She very much wants to remain in the driver's seat. And not an overly cautious driver. She's got like that pedal floored and then stapled down, which I can dig. I can dig it. She kind of reminds me of Lee Sedol in a way. Not in terms of strength, not necessarily, not yet. but she's definitely super aggro. You know? She's super, super friggin' aggro. Just staying in her opponent's face, trying to, like, mess up what they're doing. Probe. And if we Atari here, we got the bomber shape. But for now, not dancing to her opponent's tune, Kim Eugene decides, I'm pincering you. I'm taking your 2 space. Taking your 2 space. The battle of the Kims. Well, this could die in literally 1 move, right? Just surround it. And I know some people would be uncomfortable here. They'd want to like do something like over in here to kill. But really quickly, if you just think about for a second where the shape is coming from to try to live locally, it's really hard to find it, right? Because this is a very, very small area. So even if you were going to try to live here, like, do you really have the room? It's not really looking like it, right? It just doesn't look like it. Oops, knocked the board there for a second. I think it's okay though. All right, so where were we? Yes, following up with, wait, no. Oh, right, that's where we would follow up. It's white's move. So white is going to extract. Now, the choice between here and here, if we play this one, they've already got some shape here, right? So you can kind of see this is starting to make very, very basey shape. Like if we throw in here, there's now multiple eye shapes here, right? We don't want that. We don't want that at all. So that seems like that is the wrong way to do this. All right, so white answers, just like so. Now you can see the next shape would be here, right? So black takes that away too. So we can understand how this fight is taking place. It's all about shape and each player's knowledge of shape. We drop down. There was 2 eye shapes kind of being threatened here. If we just go back and back off, for example, it's not a bad play, but once again, we've got the potential of here or here, because, you know, ladders and whatnot. We suddenly not doing so great on the shape department now. So this move would have to be very, very big indeed to play that one over a move like this one, for example. Now white's going to extend and we're going to Hane because the cut doesn't work. If they cut, we Atari it straight down, so it's fine. White will Hane in return because jumping is way too slow. And then black would love to double Hane, but can't survive the Atari descent. So we're going to back off like so. White's going to continue pressing out. And it looks like, gosh diddly darn it, we've made a boo-boo. Because, I mean, word is going to get pushed along, and then white's going to come out, and we're going to reduce all of that. Oh, that sucks, doesn't it? Oh, it does. It totally does. With one small problem. Do you see the problem? You see it? You see it? Huh? You do now, don't you? I wish I was able to, like, actually point at the board while I was doing my live games. I really do. But yeah. The cut. Atari, Descent, Atari, Descent, and then you've got Mii. So that was not a defended cutting point. So this probably should have been here, but then that meant black would turn and suddenly this area would grow. So it's a very, very different game, isn't it? So we have this into the happy cut. Now white has to figure out what to do. Easiest answer first. Do you mind if I just kill you? That'd be fine. Black says, kind of mind. Like, well, what if I do it anyway? Like, don't want you to. Like, I hear what you're saying, but how about you let me go, I let you go? No. Good request, but no. Okay. Okay, you're not into that either. Well, I have a bunch of forcing moves here then. Bunch of forcing moves. Look at all these forcing moves. Oops. Black gets to play. There we go. There we go with that too. And now we Atari. You can see, like I said, white is obviously gunning for the queen. So we go and take there. And now we have to read. Can these stones, if white gets another move, can they kill this? Because let me tell you, if they could, that move lost the game. If black has to play here and white gets to do whatever they want, look at all of the influence and potential just kind of like all over the board right now. That's very awkward. So black says, can't kill me. White's like, excuse me? You don't have two eyes? Excuse me, ma'am? Two eyes? Black's like, my eyes right here. Excuse me, lady? My eyes are up here. White's like, well, I'm going to get a bunch of liberties and I'm going to kill you. Acquiring liberties. And making sure that there's a liberty shortage on the stones. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. And take. Now there's like 1, 2, 3 to take out this liberty, right? Bonk, bonk, bonk. Unless we go just directly into Co. There's, yeah, bonk, bonk, bonk. That's the purpose of that. Defending some of the liberties on this. Atari and connect. And then defend with a solid connection. Solid connections are usually better. Now we're going in. Remove outside liberties. White's like, I kill you. Black's like, you what? Ya what, mate? White's like, I kill you. Atari. Connect. Connect. Congratulations on your read, Kim Eunji. You do seem to be up. This board probably should be scooched a little bit over to the left, huh? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit over. I'm over a little bit too much to the left. There you go. Is that better? I'm sorry about that. There you go. That's probably better, right? All right. So there you go. Looks like just a mistake, right? Just embarrassing mistake from the lady who thinks she has any chance of challenging the queen. Couldn't read out a capture race. How embarrassing. Not quite as embarrassing as you think. Now, there is Ko for this. Black takes. White's like, can I just erase your corner? Black's like, no, you cannot. All right, then back to Ko we go. And that was a... I'm going to switch these stones around. That way, the lovely glass one doesn't get taken off the board. You're welcome, chat. You're welcome. But all right. We are not doing that. Expanding. Now this looks weird, right? This whole position. You're probably like, what's white? What was white doing? I don't understand. Well, technically, unless black throws in here right now, this is still a Ko. It is a 1, 2, 3 step Ko, but it is still a Ko. And I know some of y'all are probably like, you know, as silly as that sounds, man, I've lost a Ko like that in late game. Like all the threats are gone on one side, but the other player still has a bunch of them. So it's like, how the heck am I losing this enormous multi-step Ko, right? Well, yeah, there you go. Now, black, knowing there is a potential multi-stepper here that white could engage if they have infinite threats, you start to see some more solid play from black. White's like, you could have captured me, you didn't, we're going back to Ko. You began this. You began this. Sweep the leg. Attention. Now, white does not, or black does not, want to leave their group to chance. So we are settling very quickly. A lovely little extension. And now we've got a lovely little connection. Atari down. Follow it down once, because that's a bit of a proverb. Usually we extend the Atari once. That gives us a lot more Aji. For example, right now we have the Atari and the threat there too, where we otherwise would not have. So, bit of a difference. Atari. Connect. And then we get shape and threatening an invasion on top of the board. Fantabulous. Like, I'm not dead yet. Like, fine, you're right, you're not dead yet. But I have local threats. And back to Ko. Can definitely see how violent this game is. It would appear white fancies herself as a bit of a co-master. Defending. And connecting. Just like so. It's like, ooh, I've got more cutting points for the lovely Ko, indeed. Look at all of the things that I can do. And block. And Atari. Connect. And poke. And connect. Oh, wait, so, no, sorry, my bad. That was my fault. Yeah, that connecting would be stupid. I was on autopilot. And this is why you also need to stop and make sure you think about your moves before you play them. That is so much better. Because it's the defense, right? Now, if we have the push and the block, those 3 stones are dead. Right? So if white wants out of this, what do they got to do? Uh-huh. Yeah, they got to Atari out, don't they? That is a very different beast, isn't it? And we're going to extend out of that one too. Sometimes obvious moves are not always so obvious. And take. And take. Were these just sacrificed? Why, yes, I do believe they were. Why were they sacrificed? Can you see it? Can you see it? Because it's very much a it's a very professional thing to do, let's just say. Might be thinking to yourself, oh yeah, they did it because of the co, right? That's not a terrible answer. Definitely not a terrible answer. There is still this co hanging around. So if this group is still in trouble, it could be a thing, sure. But there's something a little bit more to this. And you're about to see that answer with its next move. Can you see it? Can you spot it? Because this shows that you had a very firm understanding of a very important concept. And that concept? Splitting attack. You've got the top 2 stones that do not have a base. Those things, they might be okay. But yeah, they don't got a base right now. But you've also got these little dudermen, don't you? Yeah, you do. Like, hey, how you doing? Like, well, now that you mention it, I'm doing pretty fine because I'm stabbing you all over the place. Like, well, I'm going to kill you. Props to white for not backing down. But black, you can see that she's on target. Like, yeah. I don't got to worry about these because I'm just going to kill this. White is pretty bold. Maybe psychotic. It's entirely possible that they're a little psychotic, but they're pretty bold. Attacking. And black's just like, yo, I don't bluff when I poke. I wanted to cut you. You didn't stop me from cutting you. Therefore, I'm cutting you. And just like so. Get Nan out. Threaten the Hane. Kill 3 stones. Making sure these are now dead, which means these are no longer co ever at all. So these are dead and these are dead. And those are dead. And these are dead. And those are dead. Let's see what else dies. Surrounding the corner. So now the 3/3 is being put into play. Black's like, I'll defend myself. White's like, I will defend myself as well in center. Going for the cut. Hitting that 3/3. defense. Threatening a little bit of a moida. And I should point out that white does have a lot of territory this game. Like, this is a lot of points. And this will probably connect. So the whole left side is white's, right? But that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I do want to point out one minor thing. However, depending on how this goes, like even if this dies for black, you can kind of picture this whole area being territory for black, right? But let's see if white can kill her. Cut, cut, cut. Atari. Connect. Otari. We cannot cut because that's self Atari. Now we can. All right, so now we're going to connect. Just like so. Easy peasy, easy peasy. Which allows for this one now. So shoot, black's getting eye shape. And I need more stones. More stones. There we go. So white gets a connection on in. Black continues to threaten eye shape. So now it's looking like, yeah, that corner is a lot more resilient than it appeared at first blush. Because black used all of her forcing moves, just as white was trying to use all of hers. Still trying for something. I think at this point, the best you could hope for is like Seki. Getting some eye shape. Threatening cut through. She's still coming for you. And then taken out. So we enlarge. Just like so. But. In the effort of trying to kill, do you see the problem here, chat? Do you see the problem here, YouTube? You see it? There's the cut point. And if black gets this one in, that's a false eye. Row. Trying to hold. Says there's no way you can hold. Power triangle. That way we can still do this one. Trying to get something done. White. Poor white. White's like, I got this. And black's like, lady, you absolutely don't got this. You so don't got this. There we go. And taking the shape away. So black has an eye on top of the board. White does not have an eye with this group. Whoops. And since this group doesn't have an eye and this group does have an eye, and the inside group doesn't have an eye, these two can temporarily be Seki at best, but this can't be Seki with this, while this is Seki with this. So this is dead, which means that's dead. And then this died, and then that died, and that was dead, and that was dead. And once again, we circle back to this move. If black gets Sente, then literally all of this is black's territory. So, yeah, White resigns. She tried her very, very, very best. She tried her very best to go after it, right? Tried to attack there, tried to attack here, went into an absolutely bat crazy Ko on the right side of the board, that's for sure. Black utilized a couple of cool sacrifices here for a really nice splitting attack over here. But yeah, you can see, given all the death, how this was shaping up to potentially be, one of the most violent games this year. But no, not quite. Unfortunately, not quite, not quite. Because if I counts right, I think this one features about 55 to 57 ish captures right now on the board. I think I just zoomed through that correctly. And I'm pretty sure our number one is hovering somewhere in the 60s. So it's close. This was certainly a close candidate for bloodiest game of 2025, but yeah, not quite. There are two that are currently beating it out. Two of them are currently beating it out. And I think one of them is another female pro game. So Korean women's be scary, yo. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the real board today. It definitely contained a lot of moitas. And yeah, as always, I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.